Question for all of you that are here right now. First off, welcome. The question, is there a right way and a wrong way? Is it right most of the time or is it wrong most of the time? Discuss. That's all the context you get.
Yep.
I want to see some comments here right now. Not from you guys, not from you.
I was about to clarify.
Yeah.
50-50.
About 50-50.
About
That's
50-50.
about right. Nah,
Depends on how you do the math. Do you subtract? Do you add? Well, their adding would give you more
And then
than
if there's-
69, but...
what a
Not
time
necessarily.
to join.
I mean, adding if you're... Why, thank you. It's good to see you, buddy. Say hi. Gormar is in the chat.
Hey,
Rip, buddy.
Missed you.
He's
we miss you,
from the
bud.
beyond.
From the beyond. Come back to us.
Beyond.
From the afterlife.
He's calling in from his own beach day.
Yeah.
It is good to see you all. Welcome to episode 69.
Nice.
Nice.
Of Sunsets over Vengalia. We are so excited to be here with you all once again. My shirt says, "It's fine, everything is fine," which I hope is the theme for today's episode.
Last episode was not fine. It was anything but fine.
Klondike Nation, you live literally cancer-free. I want to just, you know what? That's really exciting.
That is awesome.
So excited. to
Hell
hear.
yeah.
That's so cool.
Hey.
And you're ripped. So, you know,
Very nice.
We respect that too. Respect the game. And Klondike
respect
Nation
the
heard Beach Day, which, you know, technically you guys are right on the coast, so we could do some beach stuff. I don't know. But we are excited to be here with episode 69. In case you are just joining us, why? There's a lot of episodes to go back and catch. We've done a couple of like recap type things recently, so you guys can see like the last couple episodes, you can see some like highlights of things that we've done. You can also see kind of just an overall general quick rushed recap in character 2 episodes ago, I believe it was.
Actually, it is uploaded on our YouTube as a separate thing. So if you'd like to catch up
even
on the Sunset over Vengalia from an in-character, quick and dirty perspective, that clip is separate on our YouTube channel as its own thing. Hey man,
Sometimes
everything
quick
we
and
do is
dirty
dirty,
is the
just not
only
always
way.
quick.
That's right. Sometimes it takes a long time, especially if there's 2 locks. And then there's a 50-50 chance.
Oh,
But
gosh.
if you are just joining us, thank you for coming up. We are very excited that you are here. We hope that you will decide to stick around and not be like, you know what, they are too much. Too much. That's always my fear, that I am too much. But we love you guys.
If you think we're too much, then you go find less.
If you're
Honestly,
boring,
that's
just
my
say that.
favorite thing.
God, that was fire.
Nice.
Love it.
We have sponsors, and you should go use them. Go see our sponors.
Use them.
Use our sponors for all your guilty pleasures. We have TA Maps, we have Emberwind, we have Fernway, we have Level 1 Gamers, we have Buried Without Ceremony. Guys, we even have GameStop. Like,
We
you
do.
can go fulfill all your gaming needs, your nerdy gamer needs, your nerdy like fan base memorabilia stuff. They've got it all. So go check out them.
Go get some memory
Use the
cards.
thing. Go get some memory cards to download your nerdy heart's greatest fillings. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
It went in that direction. Okay.
No, I
Mhm.
just lost track.
Hey, we talked about
Sometimes-
emptying ourselves of love last episode. Now we're filling ourselves on the delicious love of corporate sponsorship.
Yeah, and you sometimes it's reciprocal.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you give and sometimes you take and sometimes you do both
At the same time,
at the same time because it's what?
Episode 69.
because nothing tastes as good as a taco except a taco with a corn dog.
Matthew.
At the same time.
I'm talking about fair food. What are y'all talking
Right,
about?
the fair. Yeah, I just went to the fair
Wait.
last week. Last
Yeah,
week I had to go
it's
with
fall.
my wife as a chaperone. She took a bunch of kindergartners to the fair, and the thing that we got to tell kids, okay, kids, we're going to the fair. We're not going on any rides. We're not getting any food. We're not doing anything but walking around and doing the free stuff. Why? Because that's what they've always done, and it was awful.
You're telling a bunch of tiny children they can't go on any of the rides.
You can look, but you can't touch.
I wouldn't go.
I
I'd be like, no.
Well,
To be fair, the rides actually weren't open until like 4, so that part was easier. But they wanted to go look at the games and they wanted to go look at the toys and all the stuff like that.
All those
Yeah,
games
no,
are rigged anyway.
They really are. But if their parents paid for it, I
Say
don't
not
care.
if you know how to rig the
Yeah, I'm sure it's like the card counters going to Vegas.
Carnival. Yeah.
The carnival ringers, just like, I know how this game works.
The basketball hoops have the bent like
Mhm.
hoops, so you have to and they overinflate the balls so they bounce hard and it's pumpkin spice season got weird. Okay, I'm not even gonna. You know what?
Don't click it. Just save it for later.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
we're gonna
fine.
keep that one on the back burner for a rainy day. But
I
level
love
one
rain.
gamers is kind of like I wanted to like Matt. You just recently ordered some stuff.
I did.
Correct? And you're waiting for. What'd you order?
I ordered, because I am a dad, I ordered a bunch of really cute onesies that have like a little dragon curled up on a D20, and they have like a turtle whose shell is a D20. So I got some cute onesies, and I got a really cute sippy cup because my daughter is
For himself.
currently.
These are all for
These are
himself.
all just for me. I have a really bad drinking problem, and so I need the sippy cup to be able to hydrate later in the evenings. So
I
doesn't
thought it was
just
more
spill
like just to
everywhere.
pace yourself so you don't chug it because you've got that kind of drinking problem. A
I
different
mean,
type.
Different type of drinking problem. There is a Mothman one. There's so many little
Lil
without the
monsters?
T's, little monsters that are like clearly D&D monsters, but the IP trademark blah blah blah. But the beholder one is the not a beholder one is so freaking cute.
Oh my god,
They-
I'm not even a parent and I want these.
And they do have merch. So if you've got nephews and nieces and all that kind of stuff, go get it for those.
Yeah.
But they do also have merch for adults. They got
My
t-shirts and
tiefling
mugs.
mug is
and
one of my
the
my favorite
tiefling,
mug.
yeah, that one's really great.
I bought that like immediately because I love it so much.
You
And
think I can put my cat
name
in
is
one of these
Tiefling.
onesies?
God, you can do whatever you put your mind to, I suppose.
Will Reno
Including-
appreciate- Probably not.
Taco and corn dog.
Yep.
All right. So level 1 gamers, check them out. And popcorn. Just have some popcorn, I guess. I don't know.
Just
Where I
have
go.
some popcorn.
I think we've done enough of that. It's episode
Yes.
69. I want to get into the action.
Nice.
I think we've really done enough with like the beating around the bush. We just need to just dive in with our whole
With
just so much
enthusiasm.
gusto. You got to do it with enthusiasm. Even if
I
it's
might- I
done
might-
poorly, at least there's enthusiasm. And that's part of the battle.
Just a warning. I think I'm going in vacation as of immediately. So bye.
Mel just gets back and we are.
I'm going with you.
Okay, come with me.
Yeah.
We'll figure out where we're going later.
So go ahead and get your popcorn that I just encouraged you to have. Go ahead and get your beverages as we once again return to the sunset over Vengalia. When last we left off, I'm not even going to try to do this like justice here because there were tears. There was so much emotional damage that Void heaped upon the party. I cannot do it justice. You just need to go watch it. Go see what happened there. Void was broke as fuck over some happenings. You did learn from Sinbar and from a vision that Void had that the creature that that's hunting Void, appears to be called an incinerator. And it is a relentless hunter that will not stop until its brazier is destroyed. Where its brazier is, Void is surmising back from their home. But there's no certainty at this point. Nemea seemed to be the landing place of a lot of criticism and judgment and blame and all kinds of things. Sinbar made some nice oolong tea for you all, and you stayed in his hut one night. The next night, not so much. But there was some again, guys. I'm not trying to recap this one intentionally in depth because there was just too much. You need to see it because there was.
We did meet
thing.
Perrin.
You did. Oh yes, I did.
The platypus.
The soldier that Edie had met while skulking around Saison, and he had saved her from some falling barrels, is accompanying the group and ended up running into Edie on the field as they were riding along, and she did some sweet movements and jumped to Nemea's horse and talked with her for a while, and then attempted the same sweet jump to Perrin's horse to ride with him for a little while, and instead ended up like getting her leg pinned between the horses and fell across the horse, which might have worked out better for her as he pulled her in front of him and kind of held her close as they rode for a while. So there was some real sweet stuff there, and it was really sweet. They set up camp again for the night, about a day removed from their first stop. And where is that first stop, everybody?
Not here.
Not here. That's very good. And there's some stuff that's happening there. I'm just trying to remind you. Anyway, as they
Have we made it there?
No,
Not yet.
you are a day away.
Okay. I thought that's what you were saying, that we walked past it, and I was like,
You
no.
just walked past the whole town. You just bypassed it. They're stopping, but you guys just kept going. And it's Fortress, by the way, is the town you're going.
Fortress, that's the one.
Fortress. Home and away. Anyway, as you stopped for the night, Alma was staring off into the horizon, just looking north towards home. The rest of you were kind of around the fire, and an earthquake happened. Something darkened out the sun, or the moon, sorry, not the sun, it was nighttime. And Edie heard Ellie scream in her head and said, "Oh no." Let me get the exact verbiage I used here because it's important. They did it. I can't believe they did it. The first seal is broken. And Edie was laying in a catatonic state. And that is where we are picking up.
Hey, Edie? I'm gonna move over to Edie and like shake her. Edie, are you okay?
No response. You just see the whites of Edie's eyes.
I didn't go in a catatonic state like Edie, did I, with the earthquake? Or knocked out? Okay.
Nope.
I'll just sit upright. I'd imagine I would have rolled like onto my back and landed on it.
Hurdle.
And hearing Void, I'll quickly get up and I'll race over and just examine Edie to see if I can get any more information from a physical exam.
Go ahead and you can do a medicine check. And just as a reminder, Edie was the only one that heard that.
Okay, gotcha.
But everyone felt the earthquake?
Everybody felt the earthquake. The whole camp is in disarray. I mean, for those of you who are awake, you can see that some tents have collapsed and the horses are spooked. Some of them have broken free, so soldiers are trying to gathered them up. Nobody's currently aware of what's going on with you guys.
I'm gonna really quick just say, Ishiki, give me the clarity to see what I need to see, and rings around the irises. I'm gonna activate my judgment of clarity just for in case I need that.
I rolled super high, 26.
Physically, there doesn't appear to
Well-
be a single thing wrong with her.
Okay.
She is in as good a health as is expected. You assume that something that's happened is happening either to her mind or something internally that you can't expect. But there's no, like, when you're looking, there doesn't appear to be any signs of injuries or anything like that. Void, go ahead and make a perception check.
Okay. It's a disadvantage, but I have a judgment bonus. Would my extra bonus for like outsiders, celestial fae, fiends, aberrations apply at all?
Sure.
Okay. So with disadvantage, that is a 12.
Okay. You look up as you're ever looking around, seeing the roll of camp, and you look up just in time to see the last whatever it was covering the moon disappear. The moon returns, seems to be normal.
And I didn't see what blotted it out.
You couldn't tell from the it was.
I rolled low.
too-
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just too fast.
Because Void had initially gone over to Edie, could I have looked at the moon? Because I wasn't near them.
Sure.
Alright, I'll roll.
You can make a perception check.
Yep, also at
And I can run as
disadvantage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would your exhaustion?
Both decent.
Never mind.
You
I was gonna ask if your exhaustion expired because yours was weird. I thought it was only for like 8 hours or something. I don't know.
Ah,
But it was after the long rest, right?
Yeah, 8 hours after a long rest.
yeah, so that happened last night. So we've been
The day
traveling for
before, so
8
yes,
hours.
you're
Has
fine.
it worn off?
Yes.
Yeah,
it would
I'll roll
it-
again.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I rolled with disadvantage.
Okay.
I got a 16 and a 14, and this time, oh, it's an 18! Hey! So perception 19.
Okay. You look up and make a religion check.
Oh God. 2.
You see it appears to be something totally encapsulating the moon, like from your vision point. Like it may not be totally wrapped around it, but it appears to be like dark red in color. But it also appears to be something that just passed and it moved in front for a moment and now it's gone and you don't see any signs of it anywhere. Could it have been that the whole moon was just colored, or could it have been something that actually you don't know from your perspective?
Some sort of world devourer. I was hoping it was just something big enough in the sky that I could chase for a second.
It's Galactus. We're crossing over.
Okay.
Hidden course, would you roll?
A 7 on perception.
You saw something, but it's hard to tell.
Physically, she's fine, but I can't get a response from her. She's catatonic. Void.
So it's in her head, whatever this is.
Something has her in a spell of sorts. Let's try and move her into a tent and can try something else. But right now, at least with the ground being the way that it is, it's not safe to stay out here.
There's nothing overhead, right? There's nothing to fall on her.
Other than whatever it was that was big enough to completely cover the moon. I don't know.
I could try and detect her thoughts. See if I can at least get that information.
Do it.
Void's gonna scratch the face of the ring and shift their judgment. The eyes are no longer glowing, but as they speak, there is a small tattoo on their tongue. And I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts to see what's up with Edie's thoughts.
The surface. Does she need to make a save?
I
Oh no, it's just the surface ones. Right?
I guess I'm I'm doing surface thoughts, but my plan is to go deep. I want to figure out what the
Sure.
heck's
So
happening.
the surface thoughts right now are literally, so since you've done this, a repetition of the warning she just heard from Ellie. And that's all that's running through her head at the surface level.
Okay. Could I try and figure out, is this a possession? Is this something we need to try and stop? Is this something negative? And if that requires going deep, I can do that, and then Edie would get a saving throw.
Let me I'll say do a religion check.
Okay. Also at disadvantage, and now I don't get the bonus because I'm doing the other thing. No, horrible. 7.
It's hard to you don't know. Possession so far in your experience with the group at least has been very quick to show itself, as they've usually turned on you. So it's very different in that aspect that nobody's tried to kill you yet if it's a possession.
Is it easy to tell that it's not Edie's voice?
He's detecting your thoughts. So
Okay.
the thought
Yeah,
is
yeah.
just
Yeah.
this is in your mind. So he's not hearing Ellie, he's hearing your mind is repeating that idea.
Her mind is repeating in her voice. I can't believe they did it. Broke the first seal.
Right. And I don't know. I mean, I have not studied detect thoughts enough to know if it takes on the voice or sounds like that. Like if it was possessed, if it would be somebody else's voice. So I'm just going with the idea that you're getting the idea of these are the thoughts. So it's more of like if any of you have seen or read the Wheel of Time type stuff, for the way Perrin like talks with the wolves, it's through vision. Like he gets an idea of what they're communicating through that. That's kind of how I interpret it. And so you're getting the idea of these are the surface thoughts through kind of the idea of the idea rather than a tone or anything like that.
Right. So I'm not even hearing
no
it.
Voice.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it in any voice. I'm just hearing fact of.
It's like reading a text message.
It's like I turned the text to voice on, and
Okay, cool.
I'm getting that
I just
info.
was curious as to how
Siri reading you a text message.
Siri reading Edie's thoughts out.
Oh, shut up. The new iOS, apparently all you have to do is say the name and she's like, I'm here, baby. What's
Nice.
up? You want something? Yeah, I do. Anyway. So yeah, at surface level, that's what you're hearing. You can absolutely try to pry deeper.
I will try to pry deeper. Main thing I'm looking for is Edie getting hurt by this?
Sure.
I want to try and detect like psychic pain. So that is a wisdom save from Edie. And I actually do, because Edie's a fae, I get my judgment bonus. So the DC is now actually pretty high. But I think you have advantage because of...
She has advantage.
Yeah, against magical effects and spells.
Yes. So I roll a saving throw. What's the saving
So
throw?
wisdom save at advantage.
Oh, my dice are not playing nice today. I got a 9.
All right. Fail.
Edie does not appear to be in any pain. Her thoughts are right now completely consumed with this message. It's new to her. You understand that it is something that she is hearing from Ellie at this point, but there's nothing more happening yet. She doesn't appear to be in any pain. It appears that she was just so overwhelmed that it's taken her, which raises some questions about her connection with Ellie.
Yeah. We can ask those later. Like Void is just like focusing, like hovering over Edie and like kind of like putting their hands on her temples.
White chocolate.
God damn it.
She's not in
Edie's
pain.
caramel.
Yeah. The fur ruins the candy metaphor. Like there's no candy that's fur.
It's like it's being dropped on the
She doesn't
carpet.
have hair on her
After,
face.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
when you've got a cat, you pick up your caramel after it's been on the floor with a cat.
Only her ears are furry. Her face isn't furry.
Oh, okay.
And her chest is made
It
of
only
wood
goes
now.
to her belly button, and then the top half is wood.
Oh, that's right. Man, what
What a wild
absolute
Looks wild.
horror show.
You are a textural nightmare at this point.
Yeah.
Just if your body is a wonderland, but through like a weird like voice alt thing going
Body
on in my
is a
head.
wonderland.
Body is a wonderland. Like just
Yes.
It's just one of no
Oh my god,
sensory
I'm gonna
maps
make
now.
a TikTok once I've got the full Edie cosplay done.
She's a stimming mat, just all these different textures all over the place. Okay.
I have to imagine just random spots that are sticky from like the candy and stuff. Just-
This just derailed. Oh, I'm so
There's-
glad that I'm
There's
so
a
glad this-
there's a lollipop stuck in her like hip fur, like.
Oh, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, pocket.
Back to RP.
There's a lollipop stuck in her
No,
hip somewhere. That's kind of how it went, is all
No,
I'm
stop
saying.
it.
not this episode.
I'm just saying.
She's not in pain. Something about they did it. I can't believe they did it. The first seal is broken. It sounds like it's from Ellie. She's not in pain. It's just overwhelming her. I don't know how to fix this though.
Maybe I can. I want to try and do a mind link with Edie to try and get through where it's not the voice of the message that Ellie is saying, but rather she hears my voice instead.
Okay. So, yes, you can do that, and also take a point of inspiration. I love that.
Yay! Yeah.
So just add that in your D&D Beyond character sheet. Like, boop, you got a DM inspiration, which doesn't expire until you use it. It is only a
Yay.
D6, but
So,
It can make or break it.
I'm not as high a level as Sinbar.
It's come up a few times, and I think it has always made the difference.
Mhm.
So, my eyes close for just a moment, and then they open back up, and it's all completely black. And in my mind, do I actually hear the message that Ellie was saying at all? Kind of similar to what Void was experiencing?
So at this point, the voice itself is not repeating anymore. It's just her mind repeating the message over and over.
Okay.
So when Void went in and detected thoughts, Void understood that's where it was coming from. Where the initial surface thoughts were just, this is what's running through her head. When Void did the deeper dive, he then understood it was a message that she'd received from Ellie. So when you go in, it's still just the voice, the message repeating in her head, but you don't hear anybody else's voice or anything like that. You're connecting to her mind. It's not like three-way calling.
Okay, dialing into
Not a
the
party
Zoom
line.
call. Yeah. So hearing that message going on and on and on, Alma will actually start speaking in a softer voice, to try and be like that little whisper that you hear like in the background that kind of pulls you away enough to distract you. Edie, you have us worried, dear. Can you come back to us? And I'll keep calling her name out.
Where is Ellie?
Did you have Ellie out, or was Ellie in your pocket?
Ellie's always attached to a strap on like my belt.
Oh.
Can I grab Ellie?
Sure.
Like, just break any physical connection that the two of them have. I'm
Sure.
not going anywhere. I'm not stealing her. I just want to try and remove.
Haley, go ahead. Edie, make another wisdom save with advantage, please.
$11.
That's with advantage.
Yes.
Is there a way to use the inspiration to give it to somebody
I
else?
actually, you know what? I do have inspiration that I haven't used yet, so maybe I'll add a D6.
There you go, and then take
Plus
it off
6.
your. There you
17.
Nice.
Yay!
go. You broke the combination of time and Alma speaking directly into your mind with that mind link breaks through, and your eyes unroll from the back of your head, and you start blinking, and you look around and see your friends gathered around you. You have a vague recollection of the warning that was in your head, but right now you're not entirely sure what happened or why you're laying on the ground.
Did I fall asleep?
You gave us quite the scare, dear. You actually fainted, so to speak, on us.
Oh, I'm sorry for worrying you. And Edie's gonna like try to get up, but she like is a little bit wobbly, and she kind of just sits up instead. Gives up on getting up and just sits. My head hurts.
You had a lot floating around in there.
Oh, Nemea, why have you got Ellie?
Here, and give Ellie back. We thought it was Ellie crying out to you something about breaking a seal. Void and Elma thought it may have been Ellie. Sorry, I wanted to make sure you were safe.
Yeah, I do remember something about a seal, about someone breaking a first one, but I don't know what that means.
Ellie's never mentioned a lock before?
Ellie, have you ever mentioned a lock before?
He's quiet.
Ellie? Ellie's not. Ellie? And I like shake her a little bit. And I like double check to see if she's okay. And I like flip the doll over and I'm like, is there a rip or a tear or anything going on with it? Is the little heart still there? Is my heart still there? Now I'm freaking out. So Edie kind of stands up, like immediately springs to her feet, and she's still a little bit wobbly. But now she's looking for any surface of water, or like a mirror in a tent, but she's just going to disappear from where she is right now.
Okay.
Before she disappears, could I move my detect thoughts onto Ellie?
Sure.
Do I hear anything?
There are no surface thoughts that you can detect.
On a lark, I'm gonna push. So if there's something there, it makes a wisdom save.
1 second here.
Edie, do you want some company?
I gotta find Ellie. You come with me?
Yeah, I'll come with you. And I'm giving Edie personal space, but I'm trying to stay very, very close, very protective. Like, I am ready to jump at anything that looks at her funny.
14? Is 14? Save?
Plus your wisdom save modifier.
15?
15. Okay.
Nope. It normally would, but I have my judgment on, so my DC is boosted.
So you just immediately hear Edie's voice. And you can see the thoughts that are running through Edie's mouth out loud happening in those thoughts too.
Void's just gonna stay behind. And they're shifting their judgment back to clarity, so eyes glow again.
Can I find water?
Yes,
Or a
you can.
mirror? Mirrors
Absolutely.
exist, but
You
like
can
I'm
find,
just looking for
you
a
can find,
reflection.
you can definitely find both things. You're in the camp.
Okay.
The soldiers
Cool,
have
cool.
those things.
Yes, I find a mirror and I check out my face to see what my hair and my face looks like.
Everything other than being a little disheveled, looks normal. A little dirty, but
And Ellie's still got her heart.
Ellie, everything looks perfectly fine with Ellie.
Wasn't there like a shadow or something,
There's a little swirl, right?
little swirl, something around the heart? Has that grown or changed or darkened?
Looks about the same.
Don't know what that is. I just know it's new.
Neither do any of us. Would I know anything about a seal? They broke us. Would that be anything that Void knows about?
Make a religion check.
Natties.
Or yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'll say yes, absolutely a religion check for this one.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, that I'm very worried that. But it's proximity is weird. Timing proximity is weird on that because that was weeks ago.
Aren't we
Oh.
kind of heading in the same
Oh my
direction
God.
as that?
Oh my god.
You get a nat 20?
No, I did
Oh.
not get double nat 20s, but I did get double nat 17s. So with
Hey!
my religion, and I switched my judgment, so I have it on that stuff. Would it count as things dealing with outsiders, like celestials and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is a 24 with disadvantage.
Nice.
You know that it doesn't have anything to do with Natis because there was already broken seals when you were there. Yes, one did break while you were there, but there had already been others that were broken. So that wouldn't make any sense. You think you've heard of stories pertaining to seals otherwise, but it is going to take probably a little more understanding, but it has nothing to do with Natis at this point. It just doesn't, like you said, the math doesn't add up.
Right.
But you may need to do some more research specifically focusing on seals, and you'll have advantage on that roll. So maybe mark that down.
I got it. Yep.
Yeah, for your next time when you get to a library or something.
Yeah. We need a library. We need a portable library. Too much to research.
Maybe we could get a portal to a library. That's not what Edie says, that's what Haley says.
Yeah.
Edie finishes freaking out for a moment and she just goes up to Nemea, who I'm hoping followed her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And it just looks like she's about to burst out crying.
Nemea's arms and wings open, like hug me, and then if Edie does, just wraps you up completely so you are protected from the world with all the limbs.
I sob Ellie and I run into your arms and I'm just gonna I immediately pick my hooves up so I'm not touching the ground like a baby and I'm just like, hold me.
Yeah. Hoist you up.
Yep.
You are not on the ground. You are your head is probably I'll pick you up so your head is crying into my shoulder and I'm holding you. You are off the ground. Wings wrapped around like a security blanket.
I'm just gonna stay like that for a hot minute.
Just stroke the back of your head. Comfort you as best I can. You're okay. We're here for you. We're here with you. Take your time and talk to us when you're ready.
Okay. I don't want to talk about it now.
That's fine. I want to look to the group.
He's gonna like fall asleep.
Physically,
Just-
Evie is fine.
She'll start rocking you and she's not putting you down.
Physically, Edie is fine. But I would imagine whatever just happened has rocked her quite emotionally. I would highly suggest not asking her anything
No.
at the moment.
She's not ready to talk about it.
But I guess that then leads to the question of whether or not we should pack up and move or stay here for the night.
We've got like 40 guards with us. We're not gonna have the time.
There's also nothing. Changing a location doesn't matter. That looked too big to escape.
The change in scenery might be a little bit more comforting for Edie when she wakes up. Or
Or it could scare her.
And the biggest comfort we can give her is just all being here with her.
Is Sinbar anywhere nearby?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
If so, banishment.
No. Perception. That's just an 8.
You glance around real quickly. Don't seem to see him.
Okay. I was going to suggest maybe asking Sinbar for his magic tent, but maybe just our campground would be good enough.
Edie didn't seem extraordinarily thrilled with him last night, so maybe we just stick with us.
Oolong is not her type of tea.
I rolled a with disadvantage a 23 on insight to know whether or not to maybe be able to have picked up on Edie like not wanting to get rid of Sinbar last night.
Wait, was that a question?
I figured that was high enough. I didn't know if you were. It seemed like Edie wasn't trying to hide her. Like,
No.
oh, why are we with this guy? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
At the quiet game.
I only rolled because Void's been such a mess past 24 hours.
And I mean if you how much with an insight check, how much can you actually tell from someone with such a high roll? Like I'm trying to work out how much information I give you because there's obviously you can't read my mind.
Right.
But also it was pretty obvious that she did not like him.
Or you think I might have picked up on why you didn't like him?
Yeah.
That's
but I don't think so. I'm trying to think. I'm like, it was a really good roll, so maybe you picked up why.
If you want to roll deception against it, you could. Just to if you want the dice to decide, because you've got advantage and you've got crazy high deception too.
Yeah.
You also set the DC and you opt for how much you want to roll when it's player v player like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to tell anything you don't want. You can just give like base level.
It's not. It's more just like, how would you know this much? If that makes sense. Like, if I don't say the words out loud, there's only so much you can pick up. So yeah, you could tell definitely that she did not like Sinbad being there. You're not sure why, but you probably could pick up a reason why. And and I think she's brought it up before about Sinbad not being able to make up his mind.
Okay.
The famous singer has joined our party?
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep doing that, Simba.
It's okay.
He likes the recognition either way.
Yeah, I say we just. Okay. Did anyone see what that was?
Not really.
I'm just gonna do another perception check.
Something massive and red encompassed the moon. I couldn't make out what it was.
Dustin, I did a 16 for the perception because I know last episode we said that I saw whatever it was, but I just did a roll just to see how much I saw.
Okay, so you're like retroactively rolling a perception check.
Mm-hmm.
Make a religion check.
Oh God, I'm good at that.
You're a cleric.
Aren't you? Am I the only one with religion proficiency? What's going on
I'm
here?
not a
think so.
good cleric. Leave me alone.
He's like a wish cleric.
I've got a religion proficiency.
Yeah, religion buddies.
Wow.
All right, and I'm
She's
gonna
an
actually
acolyte.
roll my I'm gonna roll my inspiration for this. So,
That's quick use.
that is a 16.
Okay. What you saw was very similar to what Void saw. Or no, Nemea, right?
Nemea,
You saw
yeah.
the red. You saw a red something in front of it that gives off really dark vibes. It's something nefarious, something religious oriented, but it didn't appear to be a creature of any kind. It was something making what's Alma's understanding of how the moon is illuminated? Does she know that the moon is illuminated by the sun, or is she?
I have been, since you brought up the eclipse, I have been wanting to ask, what is the cosmology of this world?
Yeah, I don't want to assume anything.
So make a nature check now for me
Okay.
real quick. To just
All
see what her understanding. Sorry, there's so many checks here, but
so many checks.
Oh, the jacks.
my
No, this
jet
is
lag,
the best part about D&D.
Yeah.
checks.
my
We're rolling
jet lag
dice, we're having
brain
fun.
can't. My jet lag brain can only handle so
that's
much.
not my problem.
I know it's not your problem.
You went to Czechoslovakia or something.
That's
Bulgaria?
Nice.
That one.
Nat 1 minus 1, so that's 0.
The moon is shiny.
It's shiny.
The
Moon's haunted.
moon turned red. Moon's sad. Moon
Big
angry.
bright rockin' sky.
Would I be able to roll a nature check for understanding what celestial
Yeah.
bodies exist or don't exist?
Sure.
I still have disadvantage.
I would, honestly, I would say Void knows. Void is
Okay.
studious and that kind of thing, and Void would just probably know how the moon is illuminated, just because that's something that Void would study.
Okay. And do we, this is maybe getting too into the weeds, but do we have like a functioning solar system? Do we know that we are on a sphere orbiting a sun, a star? There's a moon around us. Do we have just one moon?
You have just one moon,
Okay.
one sun. Whether or not you would know about other planets and stuff like that, that's up for debate.
Yeah.
But you know, essentially, the sun is fire
Yeah.
and fire hot. The moon itself does not appear to, like, you've done, like, Void is the nerdy kind of person that would have done, like, experiments to see, like, does the moon give off any kind of reflection on its own? Like, is it to generate any sort of, no, it doesn't. And figuring out, like, oh, well, maybe, how would that work? Like, and like, they would have spent time doing that. So I feel like very comfortable in saying Void would just understand the
Okay.
moon reflects the light of the sun. And so anytime that the light of the moon changes, it's probably corresponding with something happening with the sun.
Something red passed in front of would we know of any like cosmological planar significance to the celestial bodies? Like, does the moon do weird things happen to the moon when like a god is happy or sad or things like that? Does weird things happen to the sun when those things happen?
That has not seemed to have been the case
Okay.
in your experience and any of the things that you've studied.
They're just
Um,
planar bodies. Or,
just planar bodies, but they are also historically and canonically religiously linked to apocalyptic
Symbolisms.
events. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And so, you know, the blue moon kind of thing, or a red moon, or a green, you know, those things
Blood
all have
moon.
been tied to. Yep, exactly.
Yep.
You know, a moon changing colors is probably,
bad.
unless it's a natural, like, okay, I get, you know, from blah blah blah. Something red is just usually an ominous color on celestial bodies.
This is giving me very much the vibes of the Ghostbusters scene when they're in the cab just talking about the apocalypse. And they don't know fucking shit, but they're just like, it's bad. I got a bad feeling. I think that's kind of where Void's
There's a
arriving, is
bad
that like
moon arising.
don't know, but nothing. These are not green flags.
No. Not beige flags either, just
Nope.
red flags.
I don't. That would.
It wasn't something either. It looked like someone.
Someone?
It wasn't a creature, at least by any regard from what I saw. But it looked like someone.
Like a face?
I honestly didn't see enough detail. It was too quick. It just wasn't a creature.
Okay. I think we're out of our depth here no matter what. At least for now, until we can read up. Until we can find some place to study.
I think we should just camp down, recollect ourselves, and approach it with fresh minds tomorrow. And then I'm gonna find a tree as close to the camp as possible, and I'm gonna sit down and lean against that, and I'm just gonna keep Edie in my lap, still with the wings, and just I'll sleep, but I'll sleep like sitting up, comforting her
Sure. Okay.
throughout the rest of the night.
All right.
I'll sit up. I'll stay up a little bit just to keep watch, so to speak. Just after that whole ordeal, I just got bad vibes. Bad news bears.
By the way, hopefully this doesn't happen again. This happened on Monday, the last time it thunderstormed. If my headset goes out, it'll mean that none of the Discord audio goes to the stream. So we might have a brief tech check and stream drop, but we'll
So
be right back
notify
after
us
that.
The moment you.
I will let you know if that
happen.
happens. Hopefully it doesn't. But there is some of y'all might be catching thunder in the background on my mic. Like that one. Thunder.
Okay, I did hear that, but I hadn't heard anything else until you mentioned it.
I haven't. Anyway, let's stop talking about it. Keep moving forward. So just in case. All right.
I was just
Any
gonna
of the rest of
say
you doing anything else?
I'm gonna join the May and Edie at the tree, and I'll just lean against it. And before like just idly thinking and going off to sleep, I'm gonna say I didn't say it before, so just sorry. I've been in my own head. Apology accepted.
I'm legitimately confused.
Nemea apologized for saying the Dominic thing, but Void
Oh,
never
okay.
actually said apology accepted, forgiven,
Okay,
or
okay.
anything.
I was like, oh my god, I've said so much.
So-
Like, what?
What?
Oh, what if I apologize for? Like, okay. Thanks.
Anybody else doing anything else before sleeping? Okay. You all sleep. And Void, you regain that point of exhaustion, or you lose the point of exhaustion.
Yeah.
You get,
You're
you
right. Get
back,
another one.
You get back to baseline.
I rolled for the drama just to see, and I rolled a natty 19, so Void's got other shit to worry about now.
Void's got other shit to worry about. All right. In the morning, the soldiers look tired. A lot of them stayed up long, regathering horses, making sure everything was okay, dealing with any injuries. But the rest of you are fine. You continue your journey, headed north towards Fortros.
Edie, are you okay? How are you feeling this morning?
I don't know. I just need a second.
Yeah, so I was just checking in. No pressure.
No.
Sorry.
No, I know. I'll be right back. And Edie's gonna trot off into the forest. Until she's far enough that she knows that no one can see her and she can't see anyone. Ellie? Are you there?
I'm here.
Where were you?
When?
Last night.
I was here.
What was the seal you were talking about? Ellie?
What seal?
Are you alright? You seem distant.
I'm having a harder time hearing you. Are you close? Are you close enough to talk to me?
Yeah.
You sound farther away too.
No, I'm right here. I got you in my hands. Like,
I'm fine. Are you okay?
I'm okay now.
That's good. Are you sure you're okay?
No. But
Oh,
if you don't remember what happened last night, then that's worrying for me.
I remember last night. I snuggled with you.
Okay.
Did something happen?
Yeah, you told me about someone finally breaking a seal. They did it. They broke a seal. And there was a big red blotch over the moon.
Stop.
And then you went
Stop talking.
Oh,
They can't. I didn't tell you that.
no, you didn't.
No,
tell me
no.
that.
I didn't tell you that.
Okay.
Okay. Edie,
Are you in trouble?
I said too much. You weren't meant to hear that. Don't. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
You don't need to worry about it.
I love you.
I love you and I miss you. I hope you're okay. I hope you come. You still feel so distant. I hope you feel close again soon.
Me too.
Do you need anything?
No. Just you to be safe.
Again, the hand kind of reaches up and puts its hand on your face. And it doesn't feel as warm as before. Okay.
I tuck Ellie back into my belt and I go back to the group. And Edie looks perplexed and a little bit hurt. But she looks a lot calmer than she did before she went off into the forest. And she just wants to sidle up into the group and not say anything for now. Morning.
Good morning, dear.
Morning.
Edie, do you want me to do something to help Ellie a little bit?
What can you do to help?
Well, I have something that might give her a little bit of a buffer after the events of last night.
Yeah, I mean, if you think it's gonna help.
and I'll extend both of my hands so that if Edie wants to hand Ellie over, I'll be careful with it.
I do, but I don't release the leather strap. Like there's like a long leather strap, but so she normally is like tucked in the belt, so she's connected. So she
Like a
puts
leash?
it in her head. Yeah, that's right, like a leash.
Child's
It is.
leash.
Yeah.
Nice.
Backpack, the monkey backpack.
And
I think it's literally just around her neck. Like it's not. It's just.
Oh God!
Yeah.
No wonder she feels cold. There's no life left in her. God damn. And I'm doing this more for Edie's comfort, where it may not even do much of anything for Ellie at all. But I'll have Ellie in one hand, and then I'll gingerly place my other hand on top of like Ellie's chest. And you'll see actually all of the tattoos on Alma's arms and back start to move, and they'll start encircling around her hands as she casts protection of good and evil on Ellie. And with that,
And Thunder has taken our audio. I'll be back. We'll be back. A brief transition to tech issues, and then to potentially dropping the stream, and we'll be right back. Okay, so hang out. Don't go anywhere. Bye.
I will find my way to a Oh, we were just talking about demigods and Zeus and stuff.
To screw that god for fucking up my tech
Absolutely not
shit.
Jeff either. Good. We're back. In case you are just joining us, that was not our official break.
69 and a half from
When you're not quite done.
Oh, God.
When you were left wanting just a little more.
What's 6 lightning 9? A good time ruined by a lightning strike.
Oh.
This is episode 69, and that's just what we get today. And a half?
And a half.
And a half.
I guess that just,
Platform 69 and 3/4.
Up to this point, we've just been edging.
What were we even doing just before we?
Alma did protect
Yes.
from evil and good on Ellie, and was
With that
proceeding
full-on,
to
like, bad guy from Thundercats, like, stuff, like, coming out from her and...
and was proceeding to give Ellie back to Edie.
Monroe,
What
what's
is
his name?
protection from evil and good? What is that?
Essentially, it it casts out any spirits that might be possessing people, and it also prevents further possession of a person, usually. So I just did it on Ellie instead. It doesn't impact what's already there. It's something with evil intentions being cast out from Did I do an oopsie?
No, I don't know. I'm reading the spell to make sure.
The way we ruled it for active possessions is that it re-prompts a saving throw, assuming that there is a saving throw. But if Ellie's like a part of the object, then she's casting it beneficially onto Ellie. I don't know, man.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it essentially just prohibits. She did it more for show than anything, to try
Just
and
wanted to show off her
reassure
sweet, sweet threads.
You just get rid of Ellie, like.
Eject her from
Here,
the
let me
cockpit.
help.
Well, Alma
cool.
doesn't really know much about
No,
Ellie.
yeah.
Like, all she thinks is it's just a doll. She has no idea that there's another
I'm
being
just a
connected to
doll in the world.
it. So,
And I tuck Ellie back. She
Alright.
is back, by the way.
She is back?
Mm-hmm.
Back again.
But,
But
she... And I cover her ears.
Before you say anything, make a wisdom saving throw.
just Edie, right? None of us?
Just Edie.
13.
Would she have advantage? Because magic. I don't know.
With advantage.
Oh, well.
I rolled the same number.
You
Two
find
12s.
yourself unable to speak about what you were about to say.
Mm-hmm.
Is she feeling under the weather?
I think so. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I can look at her later if you want.
I think it's okay.
All right.
Okay. And it looks like Ellie is gonna, Edie is going to explode. Like,
You hear whispered in your ear, I said too much. Do not tell others. It's dangerous for all of us.
okay.
Do you say the okay part out loud?
Yes. I talk out loud when I talk to Ellie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would I don't want to over abuse the privilege of an insight check, but would I be able to get any sort of read on what's happening? Because I don't think we've ever seen Edie like this.
Mm-mm.
You can make an insight check. This will be against. Yeah.
Did you get it at 20?
29.
Jesus Christ!
Natural 20.
Diamond hands.
Diamond hands.
I mean, go ahead and
Check out that
roll.
affiliate link.
I think I have something that that is good that I can say.
Okay.
But it's up to you or whether or not you retcon that because I didn't get a good deception roll. It looks like she wants to say something, but is not for the safety of herself.
Edie,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we shouldn't say things because it could be very dangerous for people to know information that they shouldn't be privy to yet.
Yes, you told me that.
Mm-hmm. Is that information that you got last night?
Mm-hmm.
I think I have that information. And I think does everyone remember what I said last night? When Edie got all... A void will, like, whiten their eyes.
Yes.
Nemea does, Taylor does not.
That is so relatable.
We need to repost that Civ gif. With any amount of, like, affirmative, the eyes change back. Okay, we know. I don't know how Ellie feels about that, but we don't have to say anything. We all know. At some point... Alma, is there a library in your... Is there a library in Fortress? What's in Fortress?
I don't think Alma really know much about Fortress because she was in the village for the most part, right?
Yeah, Fortress is the first town north of Saison.
Yeah.
It is a. It's not.
She would have
it's-
the point to go.
Yeah, it's not. It's not huge. They'll have resources. They will have. It's a port city, so there's fishing stuff. There's. It is probably closer in. I mean, for Chorus' sake, Gerlach, it's going to be similar to Gerlach in what it has, but it's not like a heavily fortified town. They'll probably have a library. How good it is up for debate. They'll have some temples. They'll have some shops. Some supplies. But it's not nearly the equivalent of Cezanne. Or
Who
Brittlebane.
is familiar with Fortrose? As in, who's been privy to that word coming up on a piece of paper?
This was maybe why I asked the question. I was asking about a library, but I was prompting the whole group because Void is the only one that doesn't know this.
Yes. So, Edie is going to roll an intelligence check.
Oh, this is going to go well.
This is great. Excellent.
10, which technically is a success in
Pretty good.
remembering that she has a piece of paper that had the word Fortrose on it at some point. So she starts just patting her pockets and pulling things out of her bag. She has a bag. I think she probably has a bag.
We all
She's
have
got a
bags.
lot of crap.
Satchel, yeah, y'all
Yeah.
have satchels.
Yeah.
And
Horus have it now?
Yes, he does. But that's what Edie's doing. Edie is
the
like
man-
pulling
the man
everything
purse
out
it's
of her
holding.
pockets. And she's like, "Where is the bottle gone?"
Alma, does your village have a library? Extensive literature or any sort of collection of lore?
We have personal collections of books and everything along those lines, but the village is very basic, very small.
Okay.
Fortress would have some, but I can imagine it's not nearly to the extent of. I'm imagining like Edie's just doing.
I'm
all
living
this
for this
behind me.
charade. I absolutely love this mime work.
I think at this point, Chorus has just pulled the bottle out and is like holding it out to Edie while she's looking through everything.
It won't have the
You
resources.
found
like
it.
Cezanne.
Where did I put it?
You gave it to me.
No. Oops. Read it, please.
Yup. All right. I definitely have that pulled up. 1 second.
I've got it right here.
Horace, why
Alma
aren't you
doesn't know
reading
about
it? You have it in your hand.
Chorus is flipping through languages. He knows too many. He gets hung up for a second.
A Rolodex
So,
of
the
languages.
message in a bottle says, "This is probably the last record of my existence, and here I don't even know if anyone will ever read this. Gods, I'm putting all my hopes on a note in a bottle. How cliche is this? I'm not mad. I'm not. I have just been alone for so long. I should have left as soon as we found out what was going on in there. We tried to get rid of the riddle. If no one else found their way in, perhaps the portal wouldn't be opened. We were wrong. It was too late. They were free. We managed to get the door closed behind us, but that will only keep them at bay for so long. It may already be too late. 3 members of our party died while trying to cross out the riddle. When the seasons have come and gone, the way home shall be shown. When the seasons have gone and come, the path to the other side is known. I'm telling you this now in the hopes that someone can do something about it. The portal is open. The remaining members of my party were killed by ghouls. I alone escaped the mansion. I made it to the beach and saw a ship just off the coast. I evaded all manner of beasts and was able to swim to the ship. They graciously took me aboard, or so I thought. When I was on board, they set sail out to sea before they beat me to within an inch of my life and threw me overboard without my gear. I made it to this island where apparently I am not the first castaway to arrive. I found a tiny hut and some basic tools. Maybe I can make something livable here. Maybe. The ship was sailing due north-northeast away from the coast. I don't know how long I swam and floated before I was washed ashore. My wife and children must assume the worst. If you find this, please try to find my wife Muriel and tell her I love her. She lives in Fortrose, just outside of the capital city of Cezanne. I don't know how long I can survive here, but I will not give up. I have no weapons, barely any tools, and no idea what is safe to eat or drink here. Whoever finds this, if anyone does, please help me if you are able. If you are not, at least please find my wife and give her my message. I guess that's all I can really ask at this point. I guess now I'm just writing to feel like I'm talking to someone. I'm alone. So alone."
No, I forgot how depressing it was. But that's Fortrose. That's where I remember the name.
How long have we had this message?
A couple of months.
Yeah. We've had a lot of urgent shit on our list. This I think this was okay to slip through the cracks for a little while.
So, all the more prompting, I assume, to whoever wrote this.
Yeah.
Try and find them.
Even if Fortress doesn't have a library, we at least have some sort of objective while we're there.
I'm Muriel.
Yeah.
Poor Muriel.
Give them some potentially poor news.
Yeah.
There's no name? No one signed off on the letter?
Do we know anyone that would live in Fort? That would be... Well, weirder things have happened.
I've been around Fortress, but I haven't been to it. I don't know anyone there.
I'm useless as far as Fortress is concerned.
Well, let's go then, right?
Yeah, no, mount up.
We should be there by today.
Get him up, move him out, raw.
No.
I'm.
If we're all...
Nope, go ahead.
Oh, you go. Nope.
I was just gonna be silly and out of character. You go.
Oh, okay. If we're on horseback and still traveling, I want to seek out Chorus. Hey, do you have a second?
Sure.
You have your suspicions about Ellie with her marks, right?
I mean, yeah.
And Edie's hair changed as well. What do you make of that?
Well, I mean, from personal experience, physical change involving celestial beings is never a good thing. I'm a little concerned about who might be pulling the strings on Edie / Ellie, who's who, who's what, where that power comes from. There's too many questions, I think, is the problem. I don't have any answers.
Maybe rather than trying to figure out who's pulling the strings, we just cut them?
I mean, I'm fairly certain the first time we learned that Ellie was some sort of being, I recommended we kill it, so I'm not wholly against that, but we might consider what happens to Edie in that situation.
She would not forgive us.
Yeah, for sure. And so getting cut off from your celestial connection, not the most fun thing in the world. If that is something that's happening there, or I'm assuming it's the same for, demonic things or extraplanar things. Having your strings cut isn't always not painful. So anything we can do to prevent that would be good. I don't want to hurt Edie.
Oh gods, neither do I. No, that's not... No.
Oh, I
No, that's
know,
not what
I
I
know
was-
that's not what you're saying, but you also haven't experienced having your ties to a greater being severed, so I wouldn't expect you to have thought about it that way.
Never had those ties to begin with. Anyway, this isn't about me. I would, in the best way possible, rather cause Edie a little bit of harm to keep her safe than to keep her feeling good and in danger.
Sure, yeah. Though I think we need to realize that that's a decision Edie needs to make for herself. I think we can help her
Yeah.
do that if and when we need to, but until then, I say we just keep an eye out, make sure she's not, I don't know, give her the tools to protect herself.
Yeah. I guess I just wanted your opinion. You know more
Sure.
about this stuff than I do.
I mean, only through lived experience. I don't have a lot of information, just, things that happened to me. Who knows, maybe it would be the exact opposite. Maybe cutting Edie's strings would make her more powerful, or not be like cutting mine.
A more powerful Edie sounds incredible and terrifying at the same time. I kind of want to see it,
Sure.
but I'm not willing to put her through that.
Yeah, I mean,
Not deliberately, anyway.
there's also ways to increase someone's power. Doesn't have to be against their will.
True. Which also leads me to my second question, thought, proposition. I realized that what I did with the incinerator and flying it up, I did none of you guys any favors. I thought I would be able to drop it and just be done with it and keep you all safe, but that didn't work out. I saw how frustrated you got with the bow and teleporting and stuff like that. I think we need to work a little bit better as a team and fighting and stuff. And
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, I'm not speaking for the whole group, but I've definitely not worked as a team for a very long time. I think we've been getting better for sure, but we each have our instincts of how to fight on our own, but perhaps we could learn a little bit about how to fight together.
Yeah.
I think... Oh, go ahead.
no, I was agreeing with you.
I think each of the things we can do has the potential to work together very well, and I don't know that we're necessarily harnessing those abilities to the greatest effort, or to the greatest extreme.
And yeah, so I realized that there are changes happening with Eulogy, which is exciting. And I figured,
That's
what's
exciting,
that about?
concerning. I've
All
no
the above.
idea.
Well, you didn't go catatonic or anything before it happened like Void and Edie have. So that's promising, I guess, maybe?
Sure. I guess.
Look, whatever you're doing with it, it obviously seems to be working. But, I figured you've got new abilities with Eulogy, and I need to learn a little bit more controls, so... Spar?
Sure. That sounds like it could be fun or very painful. But I'm definitely down to give it a try.
It doesn't have to be painful. Unless you want it to be. What am I saying? Yeah, I just, learn how we both move and how we both fight, and oh my god. Stop me from talking, please.
No, I mean, this is hilarious. I'm content to just let you continue. Tell me how you really
Why?
feel, Namaya. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, it would be good. I think we could all do with maybe a little combat training, a little bit of foresight and planning into who deals with what threats and how.
So some
We've-
foreplanning.
Yes.
Nice.
I think we've got a bit of a habit to all focus in on the main threat, and maybe letting each person, work to their best of their abilities, and consider how our abilities synergize a little bit could be useful.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. I realized that Alma, Edie, and Void all have ranged stuff, which is why I figured I could just move it, but then that left out a very strong key part of this team, which is you, and I realized that was dumb.
I mean, it was not a bad idea to begin with. I'm very much aware of how falling from a great height can, do some damage, but, I think I understand the heat of the battle. Things get a little bit more wishy-washy, and when you can actually apply logic, I suppose, especially with the way you fight. But yeah, I mean, I think just thinking about where our targets are, what abilities we have, and maybe that includes me getting some more ability to do things from a distance. I've never been a big fan of the bow.
That's fine. So we can train each other, train together, and synergize. And
Yeah,
I don't know what else to say without putting my foot in it.
I mean, feel free to keep talking, because it is always a pleasure to hear you dig yourself into things you can't get out of.
Yeah, I'm real good at that. But you asked how I was feeling, and honestly confused.
Oh.
Everything.
Yeah, I feel like the philosophy I've been approaching the sort of recent events with is, who cares? Who knows what's going on? We'll figure out the information we need when we need it. Or we won't, and then we'll deal with it with the information that we have. We just sort of keep doing the best thing that's right in front of us. And until that information changes, we just keep doing that. I'm also very concerned about the whole Void gun thing. I'm concerned about Edie and her strange things. Your connection to whatever you're connected to, that's concerning. Alma, honestly, Alma's not that concerning to me. I feel like I know what I need to know about Alma. We're good there. That could change.
She's pretty stable.
Yeah.
All things considered,
She's
I think she's the most stable.
She's definitely the most grounded of our whole crew. She seems like she's sort of got
not
shit together.
unhinged enough.
Yeah. And then that's sort of the same philosophy I'm taking with this whole eulogy thing, because I have no idea what's going on there.
Could it potentially be linked to palimpsest?
I don't know. I mean, could be. Seems like it'd be sort of odd. Matrix has never been a big fan of Ishki, and I'm assuming that palimpsest is like actually Void's weapon, like, given to them appropriately, or bestowed upon them by their god. Eulogy's a bit of a different story.
Big. Conscious thoughts.
What?
I was going
Do
to
you
make
have a
you.
question?
Nope.
Oh.
No, it wasn't a question. It was a comment that potentially could have hurt you, and I don't want to do that.
Go for it.
I do that enough already.
Now, you recognize that it could be something painful if it's important, or... I know the group's been giving you a hard time about being a little blunt in your. Some of the group has been giving you a hard time about your blunt approach to things, but honestly, for me, I appreciate it. You can always ask questions, or you're never gonna hurt my feelings.
Maybe. No, I appreciate that, but you've already told me that I do hurt you, so.
Oh yeah, but that's not like your words or your personality or really anything in your control. That's just you remind me of a lot of my history, and my history is not like the most fun thing in the world. So.
But what does that say about me? But I'm not the most fun in the world?
No, it has nothing to do with. Again, it's not like your personality that reminds me of that or anything like that. You and your struggles with finding who you are and where you fit in reminds me a lot of my early struggles with the same thing. And physically, you remind me a bit of people in my past, as we've discussed. But it's nothing about you that's painful.
Okay. Good.
So anyway, what were you gonna say?
I was just going to make a comment on how you came across eulogy and how you don't think it's really yours, and that I don't know if my other comment I should say because it's not my story to tell.
I mean, go ahead. You know information. You know what I know about eulogy at this point.
Yeah, for sure. But I think you're right. I think palimpsest is Void's weapon. I just know a little bit more, and how they came to be in possession of it is not my tale to tell.
Gotcha. I thought you were talking about eulogy, but no, I understand. Void will fill us in on that information when it's necessary.
Eulogy was a whole sword and then broke at that time.
Yeah.
Is what I was gonna say.
Yeah. But it also wasn't my sword.
It is now.
Well, I mean, I guess. There's definitely something going on with it, and it definitely seems to be responding to
You.
something. Sure.
It's responding. Yeah. There's no way if I sat there and sharpened it every night that it would react like that.
I mean, sure, yeah, but is it me? This is all sorts of the existential questions they used to sort of make us drill on at the orphanage before I left. The question of, like, is it me, or is it Matrix, or who's where, and where do the boundaries end, where do the edges get fuzzy, all that sort of thing. I never liked it. I really preferred combat training.
Then we can focus on that.
Cool. And if you ever want to try sharpening eulogy to see if, I don't know, maybe something else will happen, could be interesting.
You'd let me do that?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Cool. Okay. Yeah, I'd like that.
All right.
Great. Did you want to start sparring tonight?
Sure.
Cool. Okay.
Damn it.
Trying so hard. Cool. Okay. Great.
Cool. I like it. Yeah.
And you can sort
cool.
of tell that, like, Nemea wants to ask more questions and stuff like that, but she's also well aware that she may have pushed any boundaries with what's already been discussed. So she's going to leave it, like, the ball in Chorus's court and just continue to ride beside him for however long it takes to get to where we're going.
Would anyone else like to have done anything while you were riding along for the day?
I just want to take a second just to check in with Void. So I'll be riding alongside them.
Okay.
I just want to do a general gauge.
Hmm.
After the events of yesterday and the night before. I'm sorry I wasn't as present.
You were as present as you needed to be.
Well, anything involving home, I know too well, can be a little poignant and very personal. But you do realize if you do want to talk, I am here.
Yeah, I do. I mean, not about anything specifically. I am feeling better. Maybe it was just last night's distraction, or maybe I'm finally coming to terms with things, embracing the mystery. I don't know.
Well, it's not a mystery we have to figure out just yet, right?
No, it's not. Which both sucks, but is good.
I am not from your home. And out of all of us, I am the newest of the group. But I'm here to support you whenever you need it, Void.
I know you are. And I really appreciate that. I know I was a bit more in the supportive role when we went to the Ishki temple, but I feel like it's nice.
It is.
I can't help but
Everything-
feel like everyone's treating me with kid gloves, though, a little bit.
How do you mean?
It's not like I liked being yelled at and asked to prove exactly how I knew everything, but it was... I think if you care about something, you're interested in it, which means you ask questions about it. I think everyone's so scared of hurting me now that unless I very specifically poke them, they don't want to ask anything. So I don't know. It's probably my imagination and just feeling vulnerable. Not hurt, but vulnerable.
Given the circumstances of all of us, I think all of us are feeling pretty raw.
Yeah.
Having a lot of it in any group of people can be hard to navigate. There's the need to care for everyone else, and in addition, you have to attend to your own things, and it is not a fun balancing act.
Yeah. And it's like you said. With opening up comes pain. And it's always uncomfortable, but I'm getting used to it now.
Good.
To be fair, I've only been doing it for like 3 days, though, so I'm not sure the sample size is large enough to really make an assessment.
Well, we're on the fast track for a lot of things right now, I think.
Yes. Anyways, I say all that to say that since you are the new one, ask away. Curiosity is divinity afforded to all.
Funny enough, I'm more of the mindset of letting things happen as they do.
You and Chorus, man. How can you stand it? Not just like going after answers.
Well, Chorus and I did have a small discussion a while back about our gods.
Yeah?
Where each of us stand.
How did he describe it?
Sounded more like a wicked game of cat and mouse. And I can understand that.
He's been on the rougher end, I think, of divine intervention.
Not everyone gets blessed the way I have been with their gods. Nemea included.
Apparently eating now.
Well, what's going on with Edie? I don't know if it's God related or something else. But she seems sworn, in a manner of speaking, of not discussing it further. So, my presence is an answer in and of itself for her, I hope. I don't have to know all the details about all of you. But you're not gonna get rid of me that easily just yet.
No, I thought not.
The gods sometimes play very, well,
Cruel
shouldn't say-
games.
sometimes it's not even games. There are very hard lessons you have to learn when you associate with them. And-
Or are forced not to.
I see the gods more as teachers. Not so much a presence to rule my life. That there's infinite wisdom of what they have, and sometimes even they don't have all the answers. But you can learn a great deal from them. And whether it's an intentional lesson or not is up to them to decide.
Yeah.
All I know is that Boss has given me the chance to be with all of you. And I intend to do everything feasible to help all of you. Whether you want it or not. And I'll give a little wink.
We want it. Come, you. Yuri wouldn't have been able to find Corey without you. We need you. And I think you're right about the teacher thing. I think a lot of words apply to the gods, but teacher. I think Ishki let Nemea get a little bit of revenge on me.
How so?
We don't always get to control when our secrets come out. But we can control how we handle it when we do.
A painful lesson. But you've made amends, yes?
I don't hold it against Nemea. No, it was a slip of the tongue, and that happens. I should expect it with this group. Oh, gods.
But you wouldn't have it any other way, would you?
In many ways, I'm glad she's forcing my hand this way. But we don't have to deal with that until We've dealt with many other things.
And I would also say dealing with an empty stomach is also a good start. And I'm gonna like reach into my pack for like some sort of snack. Shoot, not that one.
Thank you for advocating for me.
Of
But-
course.
Just so you know, I think there's a misconception that I like being left alone. And you never met this side of me, but when I was Vix, that would have been true. Because I needed it back then. Now, when I don't know what's happened with my family at home, I really don't want to be too far away from my family here.
Well, we're kind of loud enough to show you where we
You
are, too.
all are so loud. But I also wouldn't change that.
Hmm.
Same could be said of me when I'm in my moods.
Well, that's what family's for, right?
Sure is.
Very loaded word.
Like a gun.
Hmm. I don't know how palimpsest would feel about being associated with it, but
Right now, this gun is all that's left of my family as far as I know, so I think it appreciates it.
I guess the next question is what the spooning order is going to be tonight for the cuddle puddle.
I wasn't aware that you thought about that the same way.
Hmm. More of a fact I've come to accept, I think.
Is there a pattern you've noticed?
Well, Edie always with Nemea. I would always associate it more with Nemea being large and toasty. And then Edie being the smallest, kind of needing the warmth. I hadn't thought about Ellie either in that equation. I would imagine Ellie probably would want the warmth too.
Probably.
You and I are always in the middle, and then Chorus is usually the butt end of it.
It's a nice
I don't
butt
know.
end.
A nice butt end.
Yeah,
I
it
can
is.
make jokes. Just a little humor.
It's nothing more than that?
I don't think so, but he said something yesterday that has been sitting oddly in my head.
What?
It was a layered joke, and I don't think I'm still processing it. That's a mystery I need to mull over a bit longer.
I'm listening ears as a outside source, if you wish. You forget I was engaged, Void.
Oh yes, but okay. When you were flirting with Orion, now what did that look like? Pretend I'm him. Here. And I'll actually shift my face a little bit into Orion. It's still very clear, like it's a bad Halloween mask version of Orion. It's meant to be a like, hey, it's Void playing as Orion. Just like a little bit of like that dwarven beard, a little bit of a wider nose.
You'll see Alma kind of tilt her head a little bit to seeing like a physical representation of him after so long. And she'll reach out and she'll actually tuck some hair behind your ear and drag her fingers across your beard. All of the ancestors of the stone would never be able to pull you away from my arms.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Would you believe me, though, if I told you I was not that fond of him to begin with?
You seem to intonate that a little bit, and the beard will, like, the face will shrink back up into void.
I was too involved in my studies, really. All of the girls fawned over him. Several of the guys, too. He was quite the charmer for everyone.
That beard was made for tugging.
You'll see a huge blush on her cheeks. I suppose this much. But for some reason, he was only fascinated with me when I showed up. I didn't get why, at first. I was more bugged than anything.
Did you ever ask him? Assume you found out.
I did, but he never answered. At least verbally, he did not answer. I didn't need to hear it from him, though. I just knew.
What'd you know?
His whole world was me. He had other aspirations, other dreams. I always supported him with it. But us not being near each other, we couldn't breathe. The air felt heavy. The whole world just seemed to slow down, and it would only catch up if we were near one another. Also, a lot of jokes. A lot of jokes were very much necessary in the relationship. Mostly from him, rather than me, but you get the idea.
I think I do.
Sometimes actions will get you more answers than words ever will.
Yeah.
Just a little seed to put in your brain, dear.
Oh, it's Ivy at this point. And Void gives you a look at this point as just like very purposefully making a nod to that. Sorry if that was a poor metaphor.
No, it's... When the address comes, or when the situation comes, I'll address it then.
I didn't mean for that to be a press. I merely meant... I heard a bard say one time that love is the death of peace of mind.
I'd say that's pretty accurate.
That's all I meant. Just sort of all up in there doing things, and it needs to stop.
Just talk to him, Void. Just talk to him.
Ooh. What? No. Everyone keeps doing this to me, and I'm getting tired of being confused. You clarify.
Horace sometimes needs a little pressing in order to say what's really on his mind. I did tell you, didn't I?
Did he say something to you?
No, gods no.
Okay, so you're taking a guess. I don't like that. No, that's not a good look. That's not a guessing look. That's mother knows best look, and I don't like that look right now.
And I'll turn my head away just to kind of.
Oh, you're fine. Have your secrets. Everyone get your secrets.
I suggest you catch up to him, and I want to slap the ass of the horse that Void's riding, just so that Void can start running off with the horse. With the hopes it prompts Chorus to catch up.
Do I need to make an animal handling check to deal with this?
Do I need to make an animal handling
You're
check?
slapping a horse's ass. There's not very much.
Yeah, that's an auto pass. That one always works.
Now, if you'd slapped Void's ass, the same thing would have worked. It would have just.
Oh,
Ooh. Yep, there would have been a whole lot of that.
Oh, I thought it was a 1. It was a 7. 10 total for animal handling.
It starts to bolt, but you rein it in fairly quickly. It's a well-trained horse. That's the more it was surprised than anything.
Once Void's got control of it, they'll take their hands off the reins and like lean back and look back at Alma, just like laying flat on the horse, and just like shake their head, and then ride on.
Yep, and Alma will keep riding.
You guys ride through the day. It gets to be about 4 in the evening. And you hear the sound of work being done. You hear the sounds of people working together. Haul it up! Get it up! Lift it off him! There's still people under there! As you approach the town of Fortress, you see buildings collapsed. Apparently the earthquake has affected the town as well. And you see fire and smoke, more remnants of smoke, as it appears that most of the fires have been brought under control. But the town itself appears to be currently in a very much a state of chaos as rescue efforts are underway to try to save some people. The city gate is still guarded, but most of the guards appear to be completely occupied by what's going on in the city. The guards turn, everybody, the soldiers that are with you, everybody, quick, inside, offer hands where you can. And they take off, and everybody starts moving at double time to get into the buildings, into the city itself.
It reached here.
It blotted out the moon. I don't think there's anywhere it didn't reach.
Hopefully there are no zombies.
Zombies?
Loch Hilburn was in a similar state when we first got there.
Battle. Supernatural events. Okay, got it.
They follow us.
Oh, they follow.
We told you what you're signing up for.
I think Sinbar should be the leader of this new band then at this point.
I'll dismount and take to the skies, sort of find out where most of the destruction is, and then just go straight there and try and help lift stuff.
You see several buildings that have collapsed and have work groups trying to haul rocks out. Make a perception check while you're up there.
15.
I'm sorry, I heard 15.
15.
Okay. While you're up flying around, you see several, like I said, several buildings that have collapsed. You notice one building more towards the western edge of town that appears to be collapsed, but only like a woman is there. It appears she's unnoticed, and she's trying to lift a heavy beam. And no one seems to have been helping her. She's by herself.
I'll swoop down and give her a hand.
Go ahead and make a strength check.
No, that's saving throw. Far out, where am I looking? 14 plus 3. What's that? 17.
That's how the numbers work.
Math!
That's girl math.
Girl math.
You help her. You both kind of sit, and you don't even ask questions. You sit, and she's startled for a second by your appearance, but doesn't. Please help! And you both try to lift this beam, and you lift, and it opens up a hole, probably about 3 feet big, that seems to lead into this building that's collapsed. And you see her look. Please, are you okay in there? Mommy,
Oh,
Mommy, my leg's trapped, and I can't find my brother. Mommy, help us! Get in there.
I can't fit. Can I reposition the thing so like I'm taking the entire weight off this woman so that she can go in?
You can kind of turn and brace it with your back, but the hole itself, she can't get in either. It's too small for her. She tries to get in and she just can't position. You notice that she actually appears to be injured. She's working, it looks like, with like a broken leg as well. The fact that she was even trying to lift this beam is pretty rough. Please, can somebody help? Anybody? Please.
Are we able to
Mommy?
ride over there?
Yeah. Did we get there?
I don't know. Do you guys, I mean, did Nemea communicate with you guys at all where she was?
We
did you
saw
see her?
Nemea
Would've
fly
watched
up.
Nemea
Okay.
fly up and then
So if you're
fly
running
down.
towards her, then yes. I'll say after a few moments, you guys arrive and you see this little hole. Please, somebody, she looks on it. Please, somebody, my children are in there.
Can I fit?
Edie, you can fit.
Can I get on my hands and knees, less than my hands and knees, and I'm scraping myself through this hole, forcing.
You can.
You can see our little hoofs kicking, like just swimming.
Yeah,
Winnie the
absolutely.
Pooh.
Yeah, you get your little Winnie the
Just
Pooh
a
butt,
little
squeeze
tail,
through
like-
the hole, and you pop through the hole, and it is dark inside, but you hear the voices, "Mommy, please, Mommy, help us!"
I
And
cast
you can-
light on Edie.
I
before she
quickly,
goes
yeah, I
in.
was gonna say, can
Got a
I
little
stick my
headlamp.
hand? I stick my hand out for you to cast. I'm like, light, and I'm holding the coin out. And then I toss the coin in and crawl to the coin, and then I pick up the coin, and then I toss it further, and then I crawl to the coin, so then I'm like lighting my way as I go.
Ting, 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 ting. I love it. Okay, you crawl in, and you see a little girl.
Hi.
My leg, it's stuck, and you see her foot is like pinched in between like two boards that have separated, and her leg is caught in there. Next to her, you see another little child that is laying under what appears to be a bookshelf and doesn't appear to be moving currently.
Okay.
Can you
Uh,
help, please? It hurts.
Yes, I'm gonna help. Don't worry. Does this look like this is immediately too heavy for Edie to lift?
It's more that her leg is pinched in between boards than lifting anything. She's just got her leg like wedged, her foot like wedged in.
Okay.
There's several ways that you can try to work this.
I want to try and unwedge her foot first.
Okay.
And then I will. Yeah, that's to begin with. That's what I'll try.
Okay. What method are you trying to unwedge? Are you just trying to like force it with like pushing it, or what are you trying to do?
Like grabbing one side of it and like wrenching it,
Okay.
and seeing if that's going to help.
So go ahead and make a strength check then, or athletics, I'll say.
Oh, I got a 19
Okay.
plus 0.
Perfect. You, driven by like seeing a child, and you with your affinity for children, the adrenaline kicks in, and you pull it, pop her foot, and it just pops out. And thank you, thank you. And she just immediately runs for the hole and comes bolting out. Just do a
I'm
little boy.
going to try and test this bookshelf weight and see how heavy it is before making my next move.
Okay. It is a heavy bookshelf.
Okay.
Looks like it's probably made from oak or something.
Is it like
Um,
it's fallen and it's against him, if that makes sense? Or like
So, yeah,
against
there's-
him to the ground?
It's against him to the ground, but there are like some books that have piled, so it's not laying completely on top of him. He has a little bit of, thankfully, book buffer, but it is
Is he
holding
awake?
him. He is not moving at all. It doesn't
Okay,
appear conscious.
I would like to make sure that I want to move books so that they actually create a place for the bookshelf to fall, if that makes sense. So like, it's actually being held up by books. I want to make like a little book wedge. Does that make sense? Underneath where he is, and then I want to grab onto him, and because he's unconscious, can I cast reduce without a saving throw? And as soon as he's small, I rip him out of the bookshelf, hopefully the bookshelf falling onto the books that I piled up underneath it.
So first off, point of inspiration, because I
Oh.
think that's super awesome. Take that. 2, yes, I will let you do that, but I'm going to ask for a dex saving throw to see if you can avoid the falling bookshelf after you change the ballast and everything. How that works?
Yeah. Dexterity saving throw.
Yes, please.
17 plus 6.
Easy enough. The bookshelf, you feel that like the books provide just enough ballast for you to get him out, and then the shifting of that causes the books to shift, but it gives you enough time to get out of the way before it slams the rest of the way down. And you've got this unconscious boy now, cat-sized approximately, in your arms.
Cool. I'm going to wrap him into some skirts, so then he's hopefully like there, and I'm going to try and get him out as quickly as possible. And I guess I'm like on my side, like dragging myself out of this hole on my side, so he's like cradled in my gut.
Just like any baby should be. You make your way out, and the mom is sitting there hugging. She's like, "Oh, thank, Jovo, Lua, oh, you saved my children."
I release the reduce spell as well immediately once he's out of the hole, so he's not.
What'd you do to him?
Yeah, no, it's okay. He's fine.
He's been shrunk. He's crushed.
Yeah,
He's
shrunk
been
the kids.
He still is not moving at all.
Oh no. Okay, I would like to cast healing on him straight away. Actually, yeah, I cast healing. What is it called? Yeah, healing word on him immediately. For 8 points of healing.
It has no effect.
Alma!
I'm gonna come booking it as soon as Edie calls me and I see, both kids. And can I just do a quick check of like pulse and everything else like that?
Do a medicine check, yeah.
That's cocked. That is. Oh my god, this dice. Yeah. That is a 18.
You don't find a pulse.
Okay. Alma's gonna immediately start rummaging through her bag and she's gonna grab one of the crystals that she has and she's going to put the crystal on and her palm on this kid's chest and she'll do Revivify because time's of the essence.
What do you pray or what do you say to Baz?
My eyes will close first, and in Quarry, her native tongue, she'll start saying, Baz, goddess of death and the moment of dying, I pray and beseech you that you give this child a second life as you have given me mine. And her eyes will open. It's all black and there's like smoke kind of like emanating from her. All of the tattoos on her skin are gonna start racing and they're gonna trail all along her arm and it's gonna look like this big ball of energy and you'll see like this bit of light coming from there as she's attempting to revive this child.
As the words leave your mouth, you feel a warmth fill you. And the crystal, the diamond, disintegrates. And the color returns to the child's cheeks. And and the eyes open weakly and look up at you. They see the smoke kind of pouring from your eyes. Mommy?
And
Mommy?
he's dead again.
What happened?
Alma will kind of actually fall back since it's a pretty exhausting process.
Yeah.
And everything disappears and her tattoos go back to the way that they were. And I'll remove one diamond from my bag.
Oh, he's okay. You're alright. And I'm like patting his head too hard. Like you pat a dog and their eyes go back.
The mother is just like, you saved my boy.
Got you.
You saved my Jovo.
We're heroes.
Thank you. I would have been lost without him.
Well, it's lovely to meet you. I'm Edie.
Oh, It's lovely to meet you too. Sorry, I'm just. My name's Muriel, and it's an honor to meet you.
Oh, we've been searching for you then, madam.
She instantly like, what? And she like kind of like grabs her children and kind of like steps in between them in front of you. Why? What's going on? A letter. What
We-
letter?
We don't know who wrote it, but and I'll like try and reach my hand back to try and gesture towards Chorus.
I'll hand the note.
He takes it for a second. Okay. She looks down at it for a second and kind of looks back up at you before. And she starts reading, confused for a while until she gets to the point where it mentions her name. He's still alive? My Micah's still alive?
Micah?
Oh, I'm sorry, that's my husband, Micah.
Micah
You-
as in my Micah?
Is in my Micah? No, what?
Voice just
My
going. Voice just gonna lean over to Nemea. Fate, and then just like start walking around and just looking around.
My husband, Micah Brixton.
That's Micah Brixton. I remember learning his name, right?
Roll an intelligence check, see if you remember learning his name.
I got a
Um,
16! Minus
you do
2.
remember learning his name.
Yay!
You heard it at Brittlebane Academy.
Micah Braxton?
Brixton.
Brixton. Yes, that's my Micah, my best friend from when I was a kid.
You're... No. You're Edie?
Yes, I'm the Edie.
Told me all about you. I thought you were just something he made up from his childhood.
No, I'm here. I was looking for him, but obviously... Wait, that letter was him?
Well, I'm Muriel, and this is the town.
Like, turn around to the rest of the group being like, what?
You peeked, by the way.
Yeah.
Damn it.
We know what you said, though.
Who is Micah, Edie?
Micah came to my clan? What is it called?
Plane?
We're nomads. Clan? Team?
Oh.
It's not a city, we move. My place of living.
Village.
Village. Is there still a village if you're nomads? And moving?
Pop-up village?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a pop-up
Caravan?
village. Yeah, caravan. That's a good one. Caravan.
Satchel?
Satchel.
Okay.
Pivot!
My dance group.
Pivot.
Dance
Um,
crew.
He joined the dance crew when I was in the Feywild. No, he popped up into the caravan when we were traveling, and he was with us for a while, and then he left. That was
Bivouac.
8 years ago.
My husband is, well, much older than that.
Well, he
He's-
was only a kid when he was with me.
He's almost 50 now.
No.
But I haven't seen him in a while.
He is apparently marooned on an island.
Well, I hope that's good news. At least he was alive. I've had no word.
Hmm.
You've done so much. Would you possibly... Too much to ask. I'm sorry. I have nothing to offer.
If you want us to find him, it's already on my
Could
list
you?
of things to do.
Please. He's been gone for so long, and his
Yeah.
children...
It was my plan before I found the letter, and now I know that he's in trouble and kind of maybe where he is. Maybe we could definitely do it, guys. What do you think? Not right now.
Yeah, now we've connected some dots. We've got some information. The letter. It's a shame we don't have scrying magic or grim.
My husband might have some books that you could use. He has a small
He's
library that he's
roll?
amassed.
Is he a spellcaster? Is he proficient?
Yes, he's a wizard.
Oh.
That's interesting. I mean, he did go to Brutal Bane, so that makes sense.
This is your house? Sort of gesturing at the collapsing.
This was not. I mean, this is part of it. This was an. Yes, this is our home. But my husband had his own office area where he kept his stuff. I have not checked it out, but I am assuming you'll be able to access at least some of it. It was very well built.
Is it here in town?
Yes.
Would you show us where? Wait, first, come here, and I would like to heal her broken leg.
Okay.
And I use a third level spell slot. Oh, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of healing.
Excellent. You are heroes. Thank you.
I'm gonna take care of my best friend's wife? Oh, that feels weird to say. You're so old.
Well, you've done a marvelous job. Thank you, all of you. And she comes up to you and just puts her hand like on your arm and just, I don't have the words.
You don't need to.
I feel like thank you is not enough. And anything you need that I can provide, please, just ask. My husband has some free access to all his study equipment, his books, his anything. And if you help get him, please
Could you
just
take us there?
Yes, of course. And first, let me. I want to find somewhere safe for the children. She walks the children over to a neighbor's house, and after a few moments, comes back. She'll watch them. Please, let's go. And she leads you through town. It has to go around some obstacles and rubble that's fallen and find a different route. It takes a while, but you end up finding a mage tower. Not a super tall one. It seems to be like a mage tower in the making. But it's a mage tower and still seems to be fairly intact. A few pieces of stone have fallen out, but maybe it's got some sort of magical protection to it.
Baby's first mage tower?
What are these giant boulders coming down the stair? Oh god!
Yes, was Micah the sort of person to arbitrarily trap his mage tower, or are we fairly safe to enter here?
Oh, I know the way.
Okay.
I can disarm anything. And she leads you up before occasionally like stopping you, touching symbols and tracing things, and lead you up to his study. And before you see pretty vast array of books, vials and components, and a desk.
Is there like a portrait of him
Um,
and his family?
Make a investigation check or a perception check.
Perception 9.
You look around. You don't see any big portraits. What is everybody else's passive?
13 for me.
Perception
11.
14.
14.
Chorus and Alma, you do see a little like kind of picture on the desk. There's not a big one like on the wall. He seems to be more of like I prefer the personal, like up close where I can just pick it up and look at it when I'm working kind of guy. You also notice a more crude, like it was drawn as a child, drawing of what you probably think is Edie.
Well, in his old age, he remembered you, Edie. And I'll gesture towards the desk.
Oh, look, it's me. And she's like touching her ears and her horns because, like, obviously they're probably drawn in the picture. And she's just like, oh, look at his old face. She like taps his photo. What happened to you? She says to the photo.
Like it's like in Peter and Hook when
Oh,
there you are,
You
Peter. You
are.
got to move the wrinkles around and stuff
Mhm.
like that. Got to figure.
what?
Ah, now I
Um,
recognize you. I'm sure I could probably still recognize him.
Yeah, he still has. It's the eyes, especially, are very much the same mischievous eyes that he had as a child. The same eyes that led him somehow to the Feywild, and the same hijinks and things that you got. You still see that sparkle, and you're like, yeah, that's him. I don't know how he got so old, but you can't hide from me.
Does it have his wife and his kids in the photo too?
Mhm. It's like a family photo. But it's-
Muriel,
The kids are much younger because he's been gone for a little while.
can I take this so then I have something to give to him when we find him?
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh, 26.
Woo!
Gimme. Gimme.
Normally the answer would be no. This is the picture we have of him that's of all of us together. But you've done so much for us, there's no way I can say no to you. And
I'll
I
bring him
believe
back.
you'll bring it back. Yes.
I'll bring him back and the photo.
Do you know if he's okay?
No,
Do you know any...
no, I don't know if he's okay.
I don't know if there's anybody who can reach
But we
out
could-
to him.
Find out
Are there
at some point.
personal belongings of him by any chance?
Look around, it's all his.
Not a book per se.
What did you have in mind?
Any trinkets he might carry with him, or
That he
Anything.
would still have on his person?
he might keep at the desk. And can I start like opening some of the
Sure.
desk drawers?
She's given you full access to the room. You guys are more than welcome. And if you need help finding anything, I'd be happy to direct you. You don't have to.
Yeah, it's not something I can do now. We would have to wait until the next session, but I just want to double check. Because I'm trying to think of the locate creature spell. Not necessarily a person, but a creature, so I'm hoping that by finding something of a more personal effect, maybe there might be a way for us later to find him. Like, actually pinpoint his location.
Yeah.
Or
Maybe
the
does
photo
scry-
might be enough.
Does a personal effect help with scrying too? No. Yes.
He would have to have the object with him, wouldn't he?
I think locate
How
creature.
would you?
I know scrying is if you have something of theirs,
Okay.
it like increases
lowers
their,
the
it
DC.
lowers their DC or it makes it easier to scry on them. I think
Right. I
locate
can't
creature has
scry
something
yet either.
similar, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
I
Do
can't.
any of you have scrying?
No, but
to
we
what
might
level?
find someone. in
I
the
get
future
it
that does.
later.
Yeah.
I don't have it now.
We're in a
but I-
mage's tower. Is there a
On-
scroll of scribe?
I was gonna say on that subject, Void is doing like a quick like, this is the shelf of this subject. This is the shelf of that subject. Like, I want to like inventory the library, specifically looking for, are there scrolls in here?
There do appear to be some scrolls. And again, she's not a mage by any means, but she has some idea of what things are. So if you are wanting to know specifically something, you can ask her. But we're going to end today's session with you guys getting introduced to this
Damn it!
tower. Because it is time for that time, because you know,
It is time.
It is
we've given and we've taken.
I actually thought you were gonna cliffhanger it when she said Micah. So I'm glad we got a little
I
bit
thought
more.
about that, but we were a little too early. I wanted to try to find a better cliffhanger, but there's not.
Yeah,
like,
no
we're in
one
the
likes
process.
anything premature.
Yeah.
No, we edged as long as we could.
Don't let the meal end early.
No, everybody needs to be satisfied.
We saved the kids too quickly.
Judy was just too damn smart. That was awesome.
That was
Mhm.
genuinely brilliant plan. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if you took longer, there was no way in hell Alma would be able to save him or
Yeah.
revive him.
I just thought, okay, if I was gonna, because I've got twinning spell as well. So my brain, I was like, if I can't get her foot out, I can touch both of them and make them both small.
Nice.
And
So cool,
and
too.
drag them out. But I wanted to at least try it once to get her foot out. But it worked.
You did good. That was so good.
You did
and
good.
you rolled well when you needed to roll well.
Mhm.
So
God.
amazing job. Next week is episode 70, guys. Cosplay episode.
Cosplay.
God, we are just a few weeks away
We can
from
see
our
our new
Halloween.
outfits. Outfits.
I think we're gonna have new tokens and new art stuff to show for stuff, so that'll be fun. We're gonna have just all the fun, and our Halloween episode is coming up. Oops, all Dustins, I guess. So that's the thing. We got a lot of stuff coming up, guys. It's gonna be amazing. So we are so excited that you were here today. Looking forward to episode 70. What? And
It's gonna be Halloween.
it's gonna be May.
I tried doing the Halloween part, it didn't work.
This is Halloween. My ass hurts
Disney,
too much for
can't
that.
do that.
Squats, man. Tell you what. I can say it once. I can't do it too long. So, next week, be here, because you're not going to want to miss it. We are going to do a raid, so make sure you stick around for the raid to show some love to the others of the world. And let's see, we need to do something big next week, guys. We've come away satisfied today, but next week we need to show the gratitude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It was an episode everyone could enjoy.
it was. It was not a selfish episode.
No.
Oh, we're making those jokes.
Yes,
Okay.
we are.
Wait till. Oh no, we didn't. That's still gonna be the title anyway. I don't care. I was gonna say there was gonna be. That's just what it is.
I figured it'd just be
the-
nice. We said it
Yeah.
enough.
The title will be the title that I have chosen because it has to be.
It must be. It's your show.
This is the way. So stick around for the raid. We will do the raid. Stick around for next week because it'll be amazing. And love each other, love yourselves, but definitely love yourself. But don't be selfish with your love. Be reciprocal.
I just realized Mandalorians can't.
Clank. Clank.
Yeah.
Clank.
This is the way.
That is not the way. Quit saying
For
that.
once, just for once, honey. Come on. This is the way.
This is why their population is so small.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Are you ready for more tales? We'll see you next time, everybody.